Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into one of the big ones, the ancient story that explains why our world literally cycles through life and death every single year. Yep, we're talking about the myth that gave us the seasons.
So, let's start with a wild thought. What if winter wasn't some natural, predictable event? What if instead it was a weapon? An act of pure, divine rage born from a mother's sorrow? Let's get into it.
Okay, our story really kicks off with three key players, three incredibly powerful gods whose actions and whose desires are about to change everything.
First up, we've got Demeter. You have to understand, she's not just the goddess of the harvest. Her love for her daughter is the engine that makes the whole world work. It's quite literally the reason anything grows at all.
And this is that daughter Kor. Now, before she becomes this fearsome queen we know, she's simply the Maiden. She's the picture of life itself, the promise of spring. And her mother loves her more than anything.
And then there's Hades. He rules the silent, shadowy realm of the dead. This is a god so feared that even the other Olympians don't like to mess with him. And from way down on his dark throne, he sees Kori's light, and he becomes completely captivated.
So the stage is set for a kidnapping, but here is the absolute gut punch. The whole thing was secretly greenlit by Kori's own father, Zeus. The king of the gods literally told his brother, yeah, go ahead, you can have her.
So imagine this. 1 minute, Kor is in a beautiful meadow, and the next, the ground literally rips apart. Hades charges out in his black chariot, snatches her, and drags her down into the abyss. The earth seals up, and just like that, she's gone. Kor, the maiden, is no more. Now she is Persephone, queen to a dark and powerful king.
Demeter's search for her daughter is absolutely frantic, but when she finally discovers the truth, it's not just going to break her heart. It's going to have consequences for every living thing on Earth.
For 9 straight days she searches, and no one will tell her anything. Finally, Helios, the sun god who sees everything, tells her the devastating truth. Her daughter is in the underworld, and Zeus signed off on it. In that moment, Demeter's incredible grief morphs into a weapon.
She is so full of rage that she just stops. She abandons all her duties as a goddess. The great mother, the source of all life, becomes the great destroyer. She lays a curse on the land, and for the first time ever, the world experiences winter.
And this sets off a catastrophic chain reaction. The soil won't grow anything, so mortals start to starve. And when mortals die, they stop making sacrifices to the gods. Suddenly, Zeus realizes his little political favor has spiraled into a global crisis that threatens to wipe everyone out, gods included.
So now, Zeus is forced to clean up his own mess. He sends his messenger, Hermes, down to the underworld with a non-negotiable command for Hades. You have to let her go. The world's survival depends on it. Now, Hades can't openly defy Zeus, but he is clever. He knows the ancient, unbreakable laws of his own kingdom better than anyone, and he decides to play one last, brilliant, and totally binding card.
Just before Persephone is about to leave, Hades offers her a pomegranate, and she eats a few of the seeds. Just 4 sweet, blood-red seeds. Maybe she was hungry, maybe she was tricked, but she ate them.
And that one simple act sealed her fate. It created a cosmic loophole, a legal tie to the underworld that not even Zeus could break. Demeter's joy at seeing her daughter again is just instantly shattered by this awful realization.
Okay, so a full release is off the table. A final, tense compromise has to be reached, and this divine custody agreement is what will end up defining the rhythm of our world forever.
And here's the deal they struck. Persephone would have to divide her time. For roughly 2/3 of the year, she could live on Earth with her mother, but for the other third, 1 month for each of the 4 seeds she ate, she had to return to be queen of the underworld.
And right there, that's it. That is the birth of the seasons. When Persephone comes back up, Demeter is so happy the world bursts into life with spring and summer. As the time for her to leave draws near, Demeter's sadness brings autumn. And while her daughter is gone, her profound grief plunges the world into the cold, barren winter. So what's amazing is that through all this trauma, Persephone becomes this completely unique goddess. She is no longer just Kor, the maiden of spring. She's also, at the same time, the powerful and feared queen of the underworld. She holds power over the 2 ultimate opposites, life and death.
This story of her descent and her return was so incredibly powerful that it became the absolute core of the Eleusinian mysteries. These were ancient Greece's most sacred, most secret religious rituals, promising followers a blessed afterlife if they could just understand her journey.
So in the end, the myth of Persephone teaches us something really profound. It's this idea that life has to pass through death in order to be reborn. That even in the coldest, darkest moments, there is always a promise of return, of light. Every winter, without fail, holds the promise of a spring to come.